तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सहगण ललित श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते येसि भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Welcome, dear devotees. Today we are reading from Canto 2, The Cosmic Manifestation, Chapter 4, The Process of Creation. Suta Uvacha Vayisarke iti vachastatva nischayam atmanaha upadraya matim krishne uttareya satim vyadhat. Suta Uvacha. Suta Goswami said, Vayi Sakhe of Suta Goswami iti, thus vacha speeches, tattva nischayam, that which verifies the truth, atmanaha, in the self, upadreya, just having realized, matim, concentration of the mind, krishna, onto Lord Krishna, uttareya, the son of Uttara, satim, chaste, vyadat, applied. Translation. Suta Goswami said, Maharaja Parikshit, the son of Uttara, after hearing the speeches of Sukadev Goswami, which were all about the truth of the self, applied his concentration faithfully upon Lord Krishna. Purport. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word satim is very significant. This means existing and chaste. And both imports are perfectly applicable in the case of Maharaja Parikshit. The whole Vedic adventure is to draw one's attention entirely onto the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna without any deviation, as instructed in Bhagavad Gita 15:15. Sarvasya chaham hridisham nivisto matta smritignanam apohanam cha vedaisya Sarvam aham eva vedyo vedanta krut veda vid eva chaham. Translation. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta. I am the knower of the Vedas. Fortunately, Maharaja Parikshit had already been attracted to the Lord from the very beginning of his body in the womb of his mother. In the womb of his mother, he was struck by Brahmastra, atomic bomb, released by Ashwatthama. But by the grace of the Lord, he was saved from being burnt by the fiery weapon. And since then, the king continuously concentrated his mind upon Lord Krishna, which made him perfectly chaste in devotional service. So, by natural sequence, he was a chaste devotee of the Lord, and when he further heard from Srila Sukadeva Goswami that one should worship the Lord only and no one else, even though full of all desires or desireless. His natural affection for Krishna was strengthened. We have already discussed these topics. To become a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, two things are very much essential, namely, having a chance to be born in the family of a devotee and having the blessings of bona fide spiritual master. By the grace of Lord Krishna, Parikshit Maharaj had both opportunities. He was born in a family of devotees as the Pandavas, and just to continue the dynasty of Pandavas and show them special favor, the Lord specifically saved Maharaj Parikshit, who later on, by the arrangement of the Lord, was cursed by the boy of a Brahmana and was able to get the association of such a spiritual master as Sukadeva Goswami. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that a fortunate person, by the mercy of the spiritual master and Lord Krishna, achieves the path of devotional service. This was perfectly applicable in the case of Maharaja Parikshit. By way of being born in a family of devotees, he automatically came in touch with Krishna. And after being so contacted, he constantly remembered him. Consequently, Lord Krishna gave the king a further chance for development in the devotional service by introducing him to Sukadeva Goswami, a stalwart devotee of the Lord with perfect knowledge in self-realization, and by hearing from a bona fide spiritual master. He was perfectly able to concentrate his chaste mind further upon the Lord as a matter of course. Mukam karoti vachalam pangom langaite girim yatkrupa tamaham vande Shri Guru Dhinatarinam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the deliverer of the fallen souls. His mercy turns the dumb into eloquent speakers and enables the lame to cross the mountains. I seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas today. I seek forgiveness for any transgressions I may commit while I'm speaking. So, what are the qualities of a pure devotee? Even before that, who is a pure devotee? Let us take a look at the verse 7.3 in Bhagavad Gita. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhayet yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So Krishna is saying here in Bhagavad Gita very clearly that out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of men or living entities, only few endeavor for perfection, and out of those few who achieve perfection, only one or two know me. So it is very, very rare that there is a pure devotee, and somebody to achieve this platform takes a long process, and it also needs the mercy of Krishna more than anything else. So mercy of Guru and Krishna is very important. We have already read in the first canto that Ashwatthama releases the Brahmastra at the end of Mahabharata war, and how Uttara, who is carrying Maharaja Parikshit in her womb, runs to Krishna for protection. And what happens is Krishna actually appears within the womb of Uttara in a very small two-handed form, which is about 6 inches high. He's very smiling, and he's also like having his gada and his chakra in his two hands, and he's smiling. And with this, what he does, he not only gives association to the to Parikshit Maharaj, but he also protects him. Though the body of Parikshit Maharaj is burnt, he replaces that body. So this baby is born as Vishnurata. However, this baby, whatever living entity comes near the baby, he starts examining, or pariksha. And because of this nature, he is named as Pariksha. And what is he examining? He's examining every living entity to see if he can find Krishna. And that is why he's always focused and he's always seeking Krishna. And the other thing that we should note is Parikshit Maharaj is born in the lineage of Pandavas, who are great devotees. For example, it's not just the Pandava brothers who are great devotees. If you look at Kunti Maharani, she's also a great devotee of the Lord. And Draupadi, she's a great devotee of the Lord. Vidura, Bhishma, and so many others. Everyone in this particular family is a devotee of the Lord. And while he's living his life like this, what happens is, by dint of fate or by the hand of the Lord, he gets cursed by a Brahmana boy. And because of this curse, he decides that he should give up his life by sitting on the banks of river Yamuna and thinking of Krishna. And because of this determination, Krishna also allows, or Krishna manifests the events in such a way that Srila Sukadeva Goswami comes in person and recites Srimad Bhagavatam, and thus he delivers Maharaja Parikshit. Now, Srila Prabhupada in this particular verse says that there are two essential things for a devotee to become a pure devotee. So one of the things that is said is the chance to be born in a family of devotees. And the other thing is having the blessings of the bona fide spiritual master. These are the two characteristics which Prabhupada expands upon. So I wanted to take a couple of examples of what I could find. And for example, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Srila Prabhupada. These are the three we can examine today. Srila Sukadeva Goswami was born to Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva is actually an avatar of the Lord himself, and he's also constantly thinking of the Lord. Now, Sukadeva Goswami hears the Bhagavatam from his father when he is in his mother's womb, and thus Vyasadeva becomes the spiritual master for Sukadeva Goswami. However, we also know Sukadeva Goswami doesn't want to come out of his mother's womb, because the moment he comes out, he knows he will be under the influence of Maya. And then Vyasadeva has to reach out to the Lord, and the Supreme Lord himself comes and asks Srila Sukadeva Goswami to come out of his mother's womb, and Maya Devi will not touch him. Only after he receives this particular assurance, he comes out of his mother's womb. And he's merely 16 years old when he comes into this congregation, and he's going to recite Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Now let us look at Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was born to a very, very well-known Acharya in our lineage. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur grows up in this environment where Bhaktivinoda Thakur is nurturing his spiritual life. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur then requests Gaurikishore Das Babaji Maharaj to become his spiritual master, and he takes Diksha from him. Then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur goes on to establish the Gaudiya Math with 64 branches, and he establishes 3 centers abroad in Burma, Germany, and England also. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is also known as Acharya Kesari, the Lion Guru. The Mayavadis were so much afraid of debating with him that they would run away from the stage whenever Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, was visiting. So they wanted to avoid him because they knew that it would be sure defeat at the hands of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Then comes our own dearmost Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON. He was born in the family of Gaura Mohan Dev and Rajni Di. This family was very pious, and we've read so many of these pastimes where Gaura Mohan Dev is inviting all these saints to his house and providing them with respect and worshipping them, and then requesting them to bless Srila Prabhupada so that he will become a Vishnu Bhakta. This is something which very few parents would do. Like, yes, we would all expect our children to become devotee of the Lord, but we also say, don't become too much devotional, because we have these material attachments. However, Srila Prabhupada and his parents were totally different. Srila Prabhupada was introduced to deity worship at a very early age, and he would conduct his own deity services from morning till evening. As a very young boy, he also conducted the Ratha Yatra in his neighborhood. He completely organized it and he did it. Later on, when he becomes the founder Acharya of ISKCON, he goes on to conduct the same Ratha Yatra across the globe. We think it's child's play when the child is doing it. Who knows, what the child can do. Then, for Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is a spiritual master. And in the very first meeting, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur instructs Prabhupada that he should preach in the West, just by seeing him. And now, Srila Prabhupada spends the next 32 years in preparation of his journey to the West. And at a ripe age of 69, Srila Prabhupada makes this journey in a cargo ship, Jaladuta, with a few rupees in his pocket and a few copies of Canto 1 of the Bhagavatam. He started the first startup even before the term startup was coined, and this was the ISKCON organization that he established. In 11 years, he traveled around the globe 14 times. He established more than 100 temples in 6 continents. He authored more than 70 volumes, which are available in 76 languages. We are really blessed. Now we are building this huge or magnificent temple for Radha and Krishna, and at the same time, last week during Ram Navami, we also installed the Murti of Srila Prabhupada. So now we have the presence of Srila Prabhupada in the temple, and this actually brings our community closer and gives us the opportunity of serving Srila Prabhupada in a much more devoted way. That's all I had for today. Thank you, devotees. If you have any discussions or comments or questions, please bring it up. If I made any transgressions, please correct me.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for the very nice class and discussing those 3 great examples of pure devotees of the Lord. It was very nice. And I just wanted to add one little line before Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj took birth as a result of Bhakti Vinod Thakur's prayers, that he was so wanting to propagate the Krishna consciousness that he prayed to Lord Jagannath to send a son to help him in this mission. And that is so very amazingly satisfied by this Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. That's the only thing I wanted to add.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Just that one, he was perfectly, the perfect personality to accomplish what his father desired. And then he sent Srila Prabhupada, and there was the prediction that Senapati devotee will appear soon, and that is Srila Prabhupada. That was so miracle, all this. Thank you very much, Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for bringing up these wonderful.
Hare Krishna, so much. Hare Krishna.
So we'll give a couple of more minutes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, what thing that came out from this class is the flow, the knowledge that you have acquired by associating with the morning classes every day, 365 days a year. So the flow and the conviction and the content was excellent. So just wanted to compliment that. And that is because you join every day without fail.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It's all, due to the mercy of Krishna and the association of the devotees and Guru Maharaj. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I don't see him anytime missing. Prabhu is always there before I join many times. Yeah, thank you. Radha Kunjabihari, Prabhu. Nice class. I missed initial beginning 15 minutes or so, but thank you so much, Prabhu. I was hearing about when you talked about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. So nice.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Nice flow, Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji, looks like there are no more comments or questions. We'll end the class. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnaviki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.